Stationary dribbling is a skill that uses hand-eye coordination and also a ball that might want to escape you. Make sure you keep practicing this skill with the children so they can become really confident. Before we get started, there are a few things we need to remember before we teach any of the fundamental movement skills. 1. Make sure that you use a bigger ball. You can also choose a ball that's extra bouncy. 2. Make sure that you set up a little space for them to bounce the ball in when they start. This could be a hoop, a piece of paper, anything that you can get your hands on. By ensuring that the ball stays within a smaller space will mean that they do not get flustered as the ball starts to move away from them. And 3, make sure that with any of our manipulative skills, we're focusing on teaching the arms before we teach the legs. Alrighty, it's time to break down our stationary dribbling. Step 1 for our stationary dribbling, we are just focusing on our hands, so let's glue our feet to the ground. We need to make sure that the children are not dribbling with the palm of their hands, but that they're using their fingertips. So I'm going to get out my spider fingers. And if you'd like to rename them, you can do that. With our spider fingers, it means that we are practicing how it needs to be landing on the ball. So when we have our spider fingers ready, that's when we can practice doing what the arms will look like as they dribble, which is coming up and down and up and down. You could put on your favorite music and you could do this as a little bit of a dance move where we do some marching on the spot, or you could practice doing one hand and then the other hand, making sure that we have strong spider fingers. Step 2 of our dribbling is we need to practice holding the ball, letting go of the ball, and then it coming back up. So if you have a basketball or even a bouncy ball, grab that for me. All we're going to do is we're going to hold it with our spider fingers and we're going to drop it in a little hoop just like this. We're going to drop it down and pick it back up. You ready? Down and up. Try again. Down and up. Great job. Once you think that they're confident with dropping and picking it up with 2 hands, that's when we can start to stationary dribble only using one hand. So to do that, we move on to step 3. This is where we're actually going to dribble down low to the ground. Make sure that you have a hula hoop or a piece of paper or any space that the child can dribble the ball into. So we're going to do this. Come down nice and low. You can have one leg up or you can be kneeling. And we're making sure that the ball is in the middle of our hoop. And we're just going to do some dribbling all together, making sure we have our spider fingers ready. Let's do 4 dribbles all together. You ready? Just like that. When you are ready, or when you think the children are ready, that is when you can do the same thing but standing up. Still have that hula hoop or the piece of paper or the space for the child to dribble into. This means that they have more control of the ball and it won't get lost. So when you're ready, let's try 4 dribbles. Let's go. Great job! Enjoy the dribbling with the children. There are a few common errors you might notice the children do as they're learning a skill for the first time. It's really important that we learn to detect and correct these errors so that the children are not progressing further with bad habits. Some common errors you might notice the children do as they start to stationary dribble is that they're using the palm of their hand to bounce the ball. It's really important that we keep practicing our spider fingers and using our fingertips to bounce the ball. Another thing that you might notice them do is that they don't know how to control their bounce. So get down to the ground. By kneeling or sitting down on the ground next to a hula hoop or even a piece of paper will mean that they have control of where the ball is bouncing. Happy dribbling.